guys. All right. I know it is still only October, but are you ready for Christmas yet? Are you ready for all the decorations coming out in the store? Are you ready for all of the kids pointing at every single end cap display of toys and saying, I want it, I want it, I want it? Because, yeah, I'm not ready either, but I'm kind of ready. I'm sort of ready, and let me tell you what I mean by that. But first, hi guys, it's Tina and welcome to my channel. I would like you to picture what financial freedom looks like for you and we can talk about ways to get there. If you are new, please subscribe so that I can grow this YouTube family and we can have a conversation about this. And if you're returning, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and share so that I know what interests you and that, I'm speaking to your needs as much as I'm speaking to my interests. Years ago, this is what happened every Christmas. I would make a list of all the people that I wanted to do cards for, then I would make a list of all the people I want to buy gifts for, and then I would start shopping, and then the spirit of generosity and the excitement of shopping would just completely overtake me, and I'd be busting out my credit card to make ends meet because I was always spending way more than what I had in the bank. And to kind of add insult to injury, I would get so excited about buying these really great things for other people, and I think, I want one of those too. So not only would I be buying gifts for other people, I would be buying gifts for me, which, while that was really fun, was kind of rude and asinine because I was buying myself stuff that I could have told other people to buy me, just to let them know, like, hey, if you don't have a gift idea, look at these great things because, yeah, I want that. So I've learned over the years a couple things. One, I have a bright line rule, a firm rule that pretty much starting the beginning of November, I am not allowed to buy myself anything. My birthday's in November anyway, so if there's something that I want, I make a note of it and I tell my husband and I kind of just let people who I think might be trying to figure out a gift for me, what are some of the things I'm interested in, just to make their lives a little easier. But no buying gifts for myself pretty much from November 1st all the way through after Christmas, and then I can let myself loose a little bit when the start of the year end of season sales happen. That being said, I have, even after I made that rule, which I made that rule years before I started budgeting for Christmas, I learned that I still overspend every holiday season, and the bottom line was I just needed to be honest with myself about how much I actually spend for Christmas and how much I want to spend for Christmas. I told myself every year I am not going to go over $1,000. I am not. Every year I go over $1,000 by a long shot, by over double. And I've finally just come to the conclusion that I'm going to have to save for that. I have to create a sinking fund for Christmas. I have to understand how much I spend and I need to account for it all year long. So this is what I do now. And I'll just speak to my numbers. This might seem outrageous to some of you, and if it does, so be it. And it might seem like peanuts to some of you, and if it does, so be it. But I would say on average, I spend about $2,500 for Christmas every year. And the way it breaks down is there's gifts, which I'm not going to go into how much we spend per person for Christmas, but I would say gifts is the lion's share of it, and we buy gifts for ourselves, within our immediate family, for good friends and extended family that live nearby. They usually get a bigger gift than what we might send to people who live far away. And then I always do for people whom we love, but we're not super close with, like it wouldn't be like a true gift exchange. I do plan on Christmas cards, and I will often send like a Harry and David basket or a Hickory Farms basket. I like Harry and David better, just so you know. That all adds up. So there's that. Then there's Christmas dinner. I typically will host Christmas dinner, or if I don't do Christmas dinner, I'll do Christmas Eve. My sister and I take turns. But either one, no matter which one you have, it's kind of a lot of money because we do, for Christmas Eve, we always do like a special like crudité type thing where you have like lunch. We call it a pick night. You have a bunch of really nice gourmet meats and cheeses and maybe like shrimp and cocktail sauce. You do like other appetizer type foods. I mean, one of our favorite foods, like lunch meats, is prosciutto or speck. I mean, these things are like 25 bucks a pound. You get them sliced thin and oh, they're so delicious. For Christmas dinner, if it's my year to do Christmas dinner, I have a tradition of making a German dish called rouladen, which I have a video for and I will link if anybody's interested. That will show up with one of the little eyes that you can click on above. But that's expensive. I mean, if you get the good steak for that and you get it, butcher cut, sliced thin, specifically how you need, the meat alone is $50. And then you still have to get, and I make a ton of it because it's so much work that I make a whole lot that I can then freeze some. And honestly, it's so delicious and so wonderful and so much work that I used to even freeze it and ship it to family that was far away who I knew would never take the time to cook it for themselves, but also loved it. Also, so gifts and food, also activities. Polar Express, going to see the light show, going to see Santa, looking at the little what do they call it? The Christmas markets where they have like the trains set up that drive around and stuff. All of that adds up. You need to account for all of that. There's also, like, if you have work, there might be a secret Santa, or if you're part of a PTA or a volunteer org, a lot of times people will do that kind of stuff. You need to account for that. And also airfare and travel. I don't have to go to visit family because my sister is down the road and we typically celebrate with her. But maybe one year we want to. Maybe one year one of my dreams, and I haven't planned it out yet, and it's probably definitely not going to happen next year, but I would love to go to Germany and let my kids witness Weihnachts, like an actual German Christmas at a true German Christmas market, and have that whole experience with my German family. So anyway, the whole point of this message is make sure that you're accounting for that all year long. And if you haven't started already, if you haven't, had the year over year where you've busted yourself over Christmas, make sure that next year going into 2020, you have started to figure out, you take account of how much you spend this year and plan to spend that much next year by creating a sinking fund. A sinking fund is an account or a fund of money that you apply a little bit of money to every month or every pay period in such a way that when the expense occurs, you have the money already there. You've accounted for it and you've saved for it ahead of time. So number one, make sure that you are aware of what you spend this Christmas so that you can build a sinking fund for next year. Learn from the experience. Don't make the same mistake year over year. And then number two, if you have been wise enough to do that, start looking for how to spend that money now. I will start looking for the gifts that I need to spend. If I'm going to do travel, I'll start booking the travel now, which again doesn't apply to me, but it has a couple times in the past. So this would be the season where I would start doing that to try to make sure that I don't get, beat out by other people who are traveling at the same time. And I lost my train of thought. Don't you hate when that happens? So, man, I heard the kids talking in the other room. It was in one ear and out the other. It's gone. I hope that happens to you guys too. So I'll end it there. I would like you guys to make sure that you know what you're going to spend. If you have already saved up for it, congratulations, good for you. That is wonderful. Start spending the money now. Take advantage of the sales like, Black Cyber Monday and Black Friday if you can tolerate that. And start spending a bit of the money now so that you can wrap the gifts now and kind of get ahead of the game a little bit. And then for those of you who haven't quite done this yet, you're just, you're still the way I was a few years ago and you're just busting out the credit card and you're just going to do whatever it takes to have the Christmas that you want to have. Make sure you're keeping all of those receipts so that next year what it's going to take and you can start planning for it straight away.